Hello to my channel Chinese Star. Today we will bring you the following hot and exciting news.
Shocking news. Actor Wang Yibo may leave Lehua, and he is not seen in Lehua's new publicity. Wang Yibo stood backstage at the Golden Rooster Awards, his fingers gently stroking the engraved lines of the Best Supporting Actor trophy, and the cold metal touch made him a little dazed. This is his third nomination, but it is the first time that he has truly gotten rid of the label of traffic star and stood on the stage where heroes are judged purely by their strength. The sycamore leaves outside the window rustled in the wind, and his thoughts could not help but drift back to that rainy night 3 years ago. At that time, he was still working hard in the crew, but the investors put pressure on him to bring in newcomers and pave the way for capital. It was raining heavily, and the crew rushed to work overnight. He was hanging on the wire for 48 hours in a row, and his body had already been overdrawn. When the play was finally finished, he was almost helped to go to the hospital. However, when the infusion was infused, the screen of the mobile phone lit up, and a hot search stung his eyes. Wang Yibo was a big shot and disappeared during filming. It was obviously fighting for his life, but it was misinterpreted so badly. At this moment, the agent approached and placed a new contract in front of him. Between the black and white paper, the words Film and Television Resources were heavily circled in red pen, and next to it was a latest press release. The top stream of Generation Z has emerged. It is the traffic newcomer that the company has just signed. Wang Yibo's fingers paused and gently closed the trophy cover. The outside world is still noisy, but at this moment, he already knows how to go on his way. Late at night on March 20, 2025, the poster of Lehua Entertainment's anniversary celebration caused an uproar among Wang Yibo's fans. At first, fans excitedly counted the artists on the carousel picture, looking forward to Wang Yibo's figure. However, when the screen switched to the 10th picture, the entire group chat instantly quieted down. The C position of the poster is vacant, and the blank space is like a scar that cannot be ignored, indicating the absence of the top stream artist. At the same time, Wang Yibo was concentrating on debugging the ear return in the backstage of the Golden Rooster Awards, preparing for the upcoming rehearsal. Under the spotlight, he lowered his head, looking normal, as if all the turmoil had nothing to do with him. Until the assistant angrily threw the tablet in front of the makeup mirror, the screen showed the poster missing him. What was even more shocking was that when the makeup artist was styling him, he accidentally found a copy of the termination agreement hidden under the plaster on the back of his neck. The date was exactly the anniversary day. At this moment, all the questions were answered. There was no quarrel, no official announcement, and even no official press release. His name was quietly erased. And he just silently adjusted his earphones, stood up, and walked to the center of the stage. The mobile phone screen flashed wildly, and the crazy vibration sound rang out in the dull backstage. The entry climbed at an astonishing rate of 100,000 per second, and the popularity rushed to the top of the list. In the dressing room, the assistant's hands were shaking, and the comments scrolling on the screen were like a thunderstorm, focusing the attention of the entire entertainment industry on him. Wang Yibo's fingertips trembled slightly, but the scene of the late-night meeting 3 months ago emerged in his mind. Under the dim lights of the conference room, the CEO slammed the table in anger, his voice deafening, "Must renew the contract." His eyes fell on the heavy contract, and his heartbeat gradually accelerated. Film and Television Resources will be given priority to newcomers. These words were like a sharp needle, piercing his heart. He clenched his fists in anger, his nails deeply embedded in his palms, leaving red marks. Reality and memory intertwine. The spotlight in the dressing room suddenly goes out. In the darkness, the assistant's voice is filled with obvious fear and anxiety. "Teacher Wang, Lehua's official website has deleted all your promotional materials." In the darkness, Wang Yibo slowly raised his head and listened quietly to the assistant's rapid breathing. He didn't speak, but just exhaled gently, as if he had finally let go of an ending that he had foreseen. The light went out, his name was erased, but his story has just begun. At 4 o'clock in the morning, at the fan meeting, the bright cheering lights gathered into a sea of red, but a strange black hole suddenly appeared in the center, as if silently accusing someone of absence. The host read out the artists one by one. The name list echoed in the loudspeaker, but until the end, Wang Yibo's name was still not mentioned. At the moment when the air froze, the fans in the first row suddenly tore off their coats, revealing the white t-shirts underneath. The bright red words "Lehua demolishes the bridge" were as glaring as a sharp blade, ruthlessly cutting the carefully choreographed warm atmosphere. The security personnel quickly stepped forward and forcibly dragged them away. Some people struggled desperately, some shouted loudly, and mobile phones and light sticks fell to the ground. On the red carpet, a mobile phone lay quietly, and the screensaver was frozen 4 years ago, the young boy who first appeared on the stage, his eyes full of stars. In the backstage monitoring screen, Wang Yibo leaned against the corner with his knuckles white, clutching the bottle of anti-anxiety medicine. His hands trembled slightly, and his Adam's apple kept rolling as he tried to suppress the discomfort. The air was filled with a faint smell of medicine. He lowered his head and took a deep breath, swallowing his 27th dry heave. The noise continued. Someone was calling his name, someone was in tears. And he just looked up at himself in the mirror quietly, his eyes terrifyingly calm. In front of the floor-to-ceiling window of a private club in Hong Kong, the night was dark, and the neon lights of Victoria Harbour lit up one by one, reflected on the huge glass. Lehua CEO angrily slammed the termination clause on the marble table, and the sound exploded in the quiet room. Do you know how much the compensation for breach of contract is? His tone was sharp, with a hint of oppression. Wang Yibo stood quietly in front of the table, his eyes fixed on the contract written in black and white. The astronomically high amount of compensation came into view, as if it was an insurmountable wall. But the next second, he actually laughed softly. He reached out calmly, took out a medical certificate from the inner pocket of his suit, and gently placed it next to the contract. The black words on the white paper were extremely clear: long-term anxiety leads to arrhythmia. He raised his head, his tone calm and firm. You said, what if the public knew that the top artist was forced to be hospitalized by the company? The air suddenly stagnated, and the lights in the room reflected the pinholes on the back of his neck that had not yet healed, with faint red marks. The CEO's face was gloomy in an instant, and his fingertips clenched slightly. Wang Yibo looked down at the screen, and a bank account arrival reminder popped up. A film and television company had paid the penalty in advance. When the spotlights go out, the stage returns to darkness, and the noise fades away. Can we still hear those dreams that have been cruelly crushed by capital? Is the halo of the top stream a gloria or a shackle? The cruelty of the entertainment industry lies in the fact that it can lift a person to the top, but can also make him fall into the abyss in an instant. How many artists have tried their best to stand on the top, but under the control of capital, they find that they are just chess pieces that can be replaced at any time. The resource tilt in the contract terms is just empty talk, and the real right to speak has never belonged to those actors and singers who sweat on the stage. Wang Yibo's story is not an isolated case. In the entertainment ecosystem where traffic is supreme, the value of artists is measured by numbers, popularity, and capital, rather than their works, efforts, and talents. When traffic becomes the standard for measuring everything, do we still remember what the essence of art is? When the peak of an industry becomes a cage, how should we define the true value of an artist? Is it the billions of data rolling in the super topic? Is it the commercial cooperation on variety shows? Or, even without hot searches and capital support, are they still willing to quietly polish their works for the sake of performance and love? When the spotlight is completely extinguished, only those who truly love the stage can find their own light in the darkness. Indeed, Wang Yibo's recent developments have caused a lot of discussion outside, especially the details such as the lack of C position in Lehua's anniversary celebration and the removal of promotional materials from the official website, which make people wonder whether he is about to part ways with the company. As a positive energy idol, Wang Yibo has always been professional, hardworking and low-key. His stage performance, film and television works, and fighting spirit in motorcycle events have all demonstrated his unique charm. Fans' concerns are not groundless. In recent years, Wang Yibo has made breakthroughs in many fields such as film and television, music, and racing, and his influence has long surpassed his single idol identity. If he really chooses to be independent, does it mean that he will open a freer and broader path of development? Is this uproar an overinterpretation by the outside world, or a signal before change? No matter what the future holds, it is certain that the true light will not be extinguished by the movement of capital. If Wang Yibo really opens a new chapter, then his talent, hard work and original intention will surely continue to lead him to a higher stage. Many people think that Wang Yibo's departure is a great loss, and Lehua really needs such an excellent artist. However, this worry may be a bit redundant. After all, he pursues a broader goal. In today's era of information explosion, cross-circle development has become a trend. Wang Yibo's Wind Chaser project is in line with the trend and tries to bring his talent to a bigger stage. There are many discussions about his new project on the internet, and everyone speculates about his future direction. In fact, to a certain extent, Leaving Lehua will be a liberation for him, and he can pursue more challenging dreams. Think about it, it is this kind of courage and determination that makes him shine on the stage and attract countless fans. At the same time, Wang Yibo's spirit of persistence and hard work also deeply touched everyone. He has been moving forward in sobriety, representing the hopes and dreams of a generation of young people. Even if the future is changing, we still look forward to seeing his light blooming in different fields, and hope that he can maintain that peace and joy wherever he is. So, whether he leaves Lehua or not, the most important thing is his original intention and enthusiasm. It is these elements that make us look forward to his future. No matter where he goes, fans will always support his decisions, because this is Wang Yibo's journey of chasing the wind, which is definitely not to be missed.
Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to our support channel.